today I'm going to teach you how to prescribe like a doctor. And that might sound a little bit silly. We're recruiters, we're in sales, but I think there's a hugely missed opportunity when people are going through their motions of recruiting that's really biting them in the butt at the end of the process, right? So stick with me. Particularly young recruiters do this. You know your market, you've kind of got a job you've got to fill, you start to source for people, and all of a sudden you find some great candidates. You go, yes, I'm going to interview this person. So you interview them, you ask them a lot of questions, kind of like a doctor, right? You ask them, what have they been doing in their job? It's stuff like, what's your salary? What are your motivations? You might have the perfect interview where you ask them 101 questions about them, about their motivations, about their career, what they've done, what they like, what they don't like, all that sort of stuff. And I think the missing piece at the end of that interview is prescribing the proper medicine. And what I mean by that, I think people say, cool, we're going to put you forward to this role. Okay? But I actually think that people brush over this part way too quickly. People, imagine yourself at a doctor and people that you're interviewing are no different. They're kind of going for an answer, right? People come to you at a crossroads in their career. They're unhappy about a certain situation at work, or they're looking to get to the next level. They kind of want to hear from you what your thoughts are, what your prescription is for them. And I think when you have this mentality of, I am prescribing a solution for this person's career, it kind of shifts. Jesus, you're right. I should be giving them way more than I'm probably giving them at the moment. So let's just say you get to the end of your interview, okay? And you want to take it to a certain company. Great, you're obviously going to tell them that. But just really sit down and spend the time to prescribe the actual every single step. What they should expect at every single step. What the end of this process should look like for you. Because the more you can sort of paint that forward path and what's going to happen from here right to accepting a job, I'm telling you now, they're more likely to walk that path. The issue we see a lot with recruitment, particularly at the young level, is counteroffer. People will go, yep, you can send my CV there. They end up sending it themselves direct. Just little parts of the process that get misconstrued or misunderstood that really just bite you in the butt. So again, prescribe. Let's start prescribing what we're going to do for our candidates. So let's just say we're finished at the end of the interview. I'm going to now sit down and say, all right, for the job you've applied for the job that I've headhunted you for, I actually think you're quite a good fit for it. So let's get you forward. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send your CV there right now, okay? I'm also going to send you an email that confirms that I've sent your details there, just so you have a record of that. You do not need to send your CV there. Let me make that clear. That's what my job is to do for you. Once I submit that CV, I expect that this company will probably take 3 to 5 days to come back to book an interview. And based on what I've seen, I'm pretty certain you will get an interview. Nothing's for certain, but I'm running this process. I'm pretty sure you're going to get that interview. What we're going to do is we're going to have a face-to-face. So I need you to start looking at your calendar about I'd love to know what your calendar looks like and start to maybe pencil out some times just in case we get an interview there. I want you to be ready for it next week. Okay? This company will typically do 1 to 2 interview processes, and at some point they're going to ask for references. I'm not asking you for references today, but be prepared that we're going to have to find one. We'll go into the interviews. Now, this is where I would sort of start to reiterate why they're looking. You've said to me that this is sort of the reason why you're leaving. Your manager's kind of blocking your progression there. You've already spoken to them and there doesn't seem to be anything they can do. So this seems to be the antidote for you, okay? And I'm excited for it. I know you'll be a little bit nervous, but this is exciting. So we're going to get through a couple of interviews. We're going to get to the reference stage, offer, and then, ideally, if you're happy with it, accept it. Now, obviously, you don't need to accept that. It's my job to make sure that this job is a great one for you. I really think it is. So let's get on that path. This is where I would get a little bit more savvy and say, look, if we are going to look at this, and you've got every reason to leave and start looking outside of your job, let's be thorough. It's more work for me. But we have a number of clients that would probably be interested in your skills as well. Would you be open to that? Oh, what does that look like? People might start to get a bit nervous. Then I start to paint that picture of, look, it would be confidential. We can talk to a couple of clients, just see if they bite on your experience. I think they will. If you can be in a position, and this is the crux of my prescription. If you can be in a position at the end of your recruiting process to be sitting down with 2, 3 offers in hand, looking at them, and you and I can sit down with a cup of tea and really work through what's going to be best for you, you're in the absolute power seat there. You don't have to accept anything. But chances are when you've got 2 to 3 offers in hand, you're going to be pretty excited, and it's going to be about which one is best for your next move. What I would love to see, because it sounds like we've gotten you at the beginning of your process, what I would love to see, give me a week, give me 2 weeks to really be thorough on this journey, right? Because it can take time to get people on the phone. If I know you're out there flicking CVs off overnight because you saw a job on Seek, or you're speaking to another recruiter because, they might have another job here, just tell me before you do it, because there is a very good chance I know the company you're about to send it to, and I've probably got a better door to get into. Okay? Why is that a benefit to you? A, it doesn't really matter to you in terms of it's not going to affect your applications. But B, I want to be able to sit down at the end of this process with you, going through what my pros and cons are for these different roles. And I don't want you have to take it with a grain of salt because but one of the options was through another recruiter or it was through yourself. Okay? If in a week or 2 you're not happy with the results I'm getting, by all means, you're free. I'm not going to make you sign any exclusivity or anything like that, but you're free to go for it. But I think you'll be pretty happy with where we're at. Are you on board? Feel the power of that prescription. Feel the power of that control. I'm paving it. Like, that person's in absolute control, by the way. I'm not taking anything away from them. In fact, I'm doing a bloody marvelous job for them. But sometimes you're doing a marvelous job for your candidates as well, but you're not telling them. You're not telling them why you want to do something. They just feel that you're selling. I'm not selling. I'm pulling them along for the journey. This is all about you. I want you to find a better position or a better job than what you're in at the moment. Because if I can't find you that, you're not going to move. I'm not going to let you. Like, this is a prescription. So it's a prescription of, here are my questions for you. I want to understand what your fungus is. Okay, based on that, I think the prescription looks like this. This is why we're going to do it, and this is how we're going to do it. Are you on board? Okay, so that's it. This is this logic of let's start prescribing like doctors. Okay, I hope this helps someone. This one was, you probably are doing a lot of this stuff at the moment, but really spend time advising and prescribing to your candidates. And trust me, I feel like you'll get a better rapport, better relationship. It's what your candidates actually want. They don't want to be interviewed. They want you to give them answers about where their next move looks to go. And you need to be able to do it confidently, and you need to be able to articulate that very, very clearly. Okay? Good luck. Happy hunting. As always, have an amazing day. May all your deals come true.